Hey everybody, welcome back to the second video on the B74.1d build series, and I'm just showing you a little bit of how I like to lay things out when I do a build. So typically what I'll do is I'll grab the bags that I'm going to be working on, and I only put a few on the desk that I need. These are the tools that I usually use when I'm doing a car build. So this is a 5.5 and this is a 7mm, and this is a MIP 2mm driver. And I have that same driver in my Ryobi screwdriver, electric screwdriver. The nice thing about this is it's got a clutch, so I can turn the clutch all the way down. And then these are side cutters, and the nice thing about these side cutters are they are flush mount, so they don't have a ridge on the side of them. And this just gets a lot of the flashing that you see on some of these parts that still have connections on them. Gets that off pretty nice. So I'll lay out the manual also, and sometimes I'll read the manual on my computer, and other times I'll just lay it out. I will say this page is nice to have as reference because this is a 1-to-1 scale for all the parts that you need when you do the build. So I'm going to put together a few bags of parts and then show you the results. Okay, so I'm noticing some differences right away with Dot 1 versus the other car. So the first one is these braces are completely different. They were carbon fiber in the last car. I think they were a little bit thicker also. I'm gonna have to look at my other car and verify that, but this looks like a lot different profile for sure. And the manual, they call this a G10 2mm, so I'm guessing that's the width of it. The other thing is the Esc Tray. So this is gonna be nice when you go to clean the car. You can pull all the electronics just directly out of it. And then I run a shorty battery in my car that's low profile, so it's a little bit smaller, and I have to put a spacer between the battery strap. And so with this car, they give you a lower post to not have to do that. So the other thing too is the fan mount. So the car comes with a fan mount. It looks like there's a little divot here that wasn't on the old chassis, and I think they've added some screw holes obviously for the Esc Tray. Okay, so here's where we're at after the first section of the build. It's got the side rails on the chassis, the Esc Tray, it's got the new fan mount, and that's a Yaw Racing fan. The first thing I'm noticing with the car is there's going to be a little bit of work needed to free up the suspension arms. You can kind of see here if I get down lower. This should be extremely free, and this one's a little bit better. When I raise them up, they stay up. They should just be flopping back down. So I'm going to take a little bit of material off the arms to make sure that they're moving nice and smoothly, and I don't want any kind of sticky parts on the back of the car or the front of the car because that's going to inhibit how the car handles on a track. Okay, so after working the arms a little bit, I figured out the issue, and what it ended up being is the inside of the arm needed to be reamed out a little bit. So you can see this one's done, and the hinge pin goes in nice and smooth. So that's how you want it. And also you can see on these, the arms are nice and smooth. They move with the chassis moving. So how I ended up doing it is taking a drill bit. This is a 9/64 drill bit. And you don't put it in a drill, you just use your hand and push it in, and it removes a little bit of material, and then pull it out. And you can rotate it slightly, push it in, pull it out. And then put your hinge pin in, and what I was feeling is when I would push the hinge pin in, I just would feel a little bit of resistance. And so you want to do that until there's absolutely none at all. And then your arms are going to be nice and smooth. So they needed to be reamed just slightly, but not too bad. And then the other thing I did is I took a little bit of material off of the in front of the arm to clear the C bracket. It was kind of getting hung up on that a little bit. So I'll show you what the back looks like. You can see they're very loose. So this is how you want to have your arms when you get them on your car. The other thing I wanted to mention too is the C and the D arm mounts are the low roll center. What this will give you is a little bit more grip on dirt. Okay, so now we have the arms mounted to the chassis, and that's going to wrap up this video. Hopefully you can get your car freed up a little bit, and in the next video we're going to be building the front, rear, and center diffs.